Parkinson's law states that the work you have expands to fill the time that you've allotted to that work. So you might be wondering, what the heck does this have to do with keto and losing body fat and all the healthy things that we try to do? We're going to explore how having the right mindset will help you to take control of your dieting experience and ensure that the effort that you put into getting healthy isn't rushed, but also that it isn't expanding indefinitely. The way that I like to look at this situation is that there's 3 kinds of dieters. And I want to start off here with last minute Lucy. When Lucy wants to lose weight, she doesn't give herself enough time. There's usually some deadline coming up that's quickly approaching. For example, bikini season, a wedding, or some kind of party, or maybe a holiday season, right? I want to look cute for Christmas. And that's when Lucy's going to double down on that weight loss goal. That's a problem because we have such a small time frame to work with before the event happens that we're willing to maybe do things that we shouldn't be willing to do to lose the weight. This is where I will hear about things like tolerating being hungry, for example. And we do this because we want to get rid of that weight as quickly as possible. Or maybe we're even willing to eat just about anything. So a meal plan that's, how do I say that? We'll do, I've heard of things like where you only eat and there's this one food that you eat for the entire month. So maybe it could even be something healthy like eggs. But am I going to get tired if I'm really only eating eggs every single day? Yeah, I might actually get tired of that. I like eggs, but right. And all of this is coming from our fear of not losing the weight in time. And so we end up putting ourselves in a negative relationship with what we're doing. So we're creating a negative relationship with food. We're creating a negative relationship with dieting. We're creating a negative connotation around this whole idea of health because we're pressuring ourselves to do something that should be good for us in a very small amount of time. I remember reading about apple cider vinegar. So first of all, when I was drinking the apple cider vinegar for the month, or the 500 mils that I drank, I think it was a month. First of all, I can say that what I was drinking didn't taste bad to me, but we have to look at that in context. I was keto for so long before I decided to try this apple cider vinegar idea that any flavoring in my water, as long as it doesn't taste horrible, tastes fine. That was my story though, right? But there were a lot of people that were like, oh, it's horrible. Some people were trying to drink it straight, which I didn't understand. I was putting mine in water and they were not having a good experience, but still doing it. And I have to say that if I was to start that and try to drink it and it didn't taste good to me, it would have ended the day it started. Why? Because why would I torture myself for a month? And this is part of what I want us to think about. When I choose to do something healthy, and I give myself enough time, so enough time. And this is where it comes back, where it's like, I'm not going to need to force myself to eat things that I hate or drink things that I hate or replace my meals with shakes so that I don't feel satisfied with what I've eaten. So there's this idea that I can't make something, like, I can't have something and therefore I want it even more. I'm having a shake instead of a meal. I end up wanting the meal even more. I'm having broccoli instead of the chocolate bar. I want the chocolate bar even more. So you spend even more time thinking about this thing that we know is not healthy for us because I'm not letting myself have it. And of course, it just makes the dieting process so much more difficult. And even if you know how to do keto, we may revert back to old ideas while we're trying to force ourselves in this short period of time to lose the weight. So for example, I'm very comfortable doing keto. I know what I'm supposed to eat, but then I start calorie restricting on top of doing keto because I know that will help me to lose weight faster. We're going to talk a little bit later about whether or not it actually helps you. So I calorie restrict, and then of course I need to tolerate being hungry because I haven't eaten to satiation because I And then now maybe I'm even forcing myself to fast during periods of time where I wouldn't have fasted. Maybe I'm forcing myself to fast despite feeling hungry. This method, so last minute, fit your diet into a crazy amount of time, doesn't work. But you might not change your diet, but you might add. So there's other things we could do, because we might add a workout routine on top of the diet to try to force weight loss. I have this many months, right? I have 3 months before Christmas. I need to force weight loss. And now what's happening? I'm working out like crazy in an attempt to burn calories. Again, back to this old idea that I can force my body to do something that it's not ready to do right now. And I end up hurting myself if we're exercising excessively, which I don't encourage anyone to exercise excessively. But I might actually get some good gains from exercising. Like, I'll be stronger and I'll have energy and, like good quality muscles. But if my goal is to lose weight, I'm also going to be heavier, because muscle per square inch weighs more than fat per square inch. And so this exercise that I'm doing is going to help, because I'm going to have energy, and I'm going to even burn a little bit more calories, more energy during my day. I'm going to burn energy, not calories. We don't burn calories. We're not furnaces. But I will burn more energy during my day, right? I will use more fat off my body during my day. However, I'm going to weigh more. However, I didn't lose the fat yet. So now what I've done is I've added a little bit of weight before I lost the fat. And so I'm actually going to slightly be heavier. Exercise is only 20% of our weight loss scenario, right? Food is 80%. You need to be careful in what you're thinking. I love exercise. You should exercise. We should all be exercising. And exercise can take different forms. It can be in the gym. It can also be, like walking. It can be doing activities like climbing or bike riding or whatever. We should be moving and using our bodies to keep ourselves healthy. But it's 20%. What happens if we lose the weight? And we lose it in time. So Christmas comes and I'm at my weight that I wanted to be before Christmas. And Christmas comes and now I'm living my happy Christmas with my family. And we're so happy to be done with that crazy diet that we just did. What might we do? Right? We might enjoy the Christmas food. So I reach my goal and then I celebrate, right? By eating something. And the worst part is not even about celebrating so much as it's about not wanting to keep living like that. Do I really want to keep working out like a crazy person all the time? And do I really want to just eat only this or that and not eat my favorite things? And all of a sudden, I'm in the story where, oh, that cake looks good. Or, oh, wait, I haven't had chocolate in so long. And those thoughts that I were fighting with, I don't have a reason to fight with them anymore because I'm at goal weight. But what happens if I don't lose the weight? I might as well go ham at Christmas because I'm overweight anyways. In both scenarios, I kind of end up losing even though I might have achieved the stated goal. And this is what is frustrating because we work really hard to accomplish something and either we fall short or we accomplish it, but then somehow we can't hold on to it. But there's another kind of dieter. We also have Forever Francine. And Forever Francine gives herself eternity to lose the weight. As long as it happens at some point, I'll be happy, right? We kind of all know this story if we've ever tried to diet. Because on some level, if you've tried to diet and then you are not at your goal weight, some of this is happening where you eat super clean when it's convenient, right? I'm at home in my scenario. I'm surrounded by all my stuff, and I can stay on plan. Or I'm at the office. I've brought my lunch. There isn't a restaurant for miles, or maybe I'm in a situation where I only have 20 minutes to eat, so it needs to be prepared and whatever. I can eat on plan. But as soon as there's no restriction, or as soon as it's inconvenient, I eat garbage. So there isn't a specific event we're trying to prepare for, right? There's no time frame that I'm trying to prepare for that I need to be at goal before X or Y amount of time. It doesn't really matter how long it takes me to lose the weight. So therefore, I don't really change I know what to do. Again, you might even be keto. You know what to do, but there's no timeline. So sometimes I don't do it. And then what happens? Well, summer rolls around and I'm hesitant to put on my bathing suit and I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I do it? Or party comes around and I want to wear this nice dress, but it doesn't fit me quite right. And why didn't I do it? Or maybe a prospective date. Someone's asked you out. Ooh, and now I'm like, I have nothing to wear and I'm self-conscious and you feel like you failed because it's been a few years that you're saying that you want to lose weight. And maybe you've lost a few pounds, but maybe you haven't. Or maybe worse, you've put on weight, even though I know what to do, even though I have everything I need to do it, but you're not doing it. And it's frustrating because you want to be healthy, right? You want to be out of this roller coaster. When you made that commitment years ago to whatever it was, to eat healthy or to work out more, whatever the commitment was that you made to yourself so that you could lose weight, but then you didn't stick to it. Some weeks you do very, very well. And then you stop because it just isn't convenient. And this is all while stating that you have a goal to lose weight and you actually mean it. That's the part about Forever Francine that's so frustrating. You mean it. You want to lose the weight. You've been looking at this and you've been strategizing that, yes, if I do this, I do that. But then somehow step away from it once in a while. And one of the issues is because you know how to do keto, right? And you have lost some weight, the fact that you know how to lose the weight and therefore you can put the action in and see results causes you to lose and regain the same 10, 15, maybe even 30 pounds over and over again. Because I know what to do and I can just do it, right? In either one of these two scenarios, whether you're Last Minute Lucy or Forever Francine, we replicate the finding that 65% of Americans who start a diet end up regaining the weight within 3 years, right? Back to where they were, maybe sometimes even beyond. About 45 million people in the United States try to diet every year, and 29.25 million fail because they're using, in my opinion, because they're using these two strategies. And I don't want you to fail, Wellness Warrior. I want you to use the effective method of dieting that respects the fact that the time you allot to tasks actually matters. We're going to actually use Parkinson's law to our benefit. I want you to prioritize health over taste violet. Yeah, I know that doesn't rhyme, but it's important for you to think about it in the sense that when we have people like who really want to lose weight and set goals around daily actions to lose weight, they do better. I need to fill my time. Like the truth is, at Parkinson's, we are going to fill the time. So what I'm trying to accomplish is just weight loss, and the time frame that I give myself, if I give myself 2 months to lose 30 pounds, not going to happen. Or 50 pounds or so, right? So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the healthy food that I'm going to eat, right? So when will that happen? Well, that will happen today. What's the healthy exercise I'm going to do? Well, when will that happen? If it's exercise day, it's going to happen today. Am I getting the sleep that I need to allow my body to replenish? Well, when will that happen? It will happen today. Do I have groceries that I need to stay healthy for the week? Well, if I don't have them, when will I get them? Well, I'll get them today because I will need to eat today because I need to make a meal today. Are we able to speed up how long it will take us to lose, okay, in my case, 70 pounds? Can I speed up that process? It's possible. As I said, you can fast. You can exercise like it's your job. But is it realistic for me to expect to lose 70 pounds in 2 months? Is it realistic for me to expect to lose 70 pounds in 5 months? Does that sound realistic to any of you guys? But when we try to force our body to do anything, it pushes back. Anything. Your body will push back. That's why working out helps. I try to lift a heavy thing, right? So it's my body pushing against this heavy thing and I'm fighting with it. And eventually I'm stronger. My body pushed back, right? It grew a little more muscle for me to accomplish this thing that I was trying to do. Anything that you try to do, your body pushes back. Our body has a healthy path to most actions that are healthy for us to engage. So what does that mean? There's a good way that my body thinks to lose weight, and there's a bad way that my body is scared of to lose weight. And Wellness Warrior, that's actually the answer. The healthy dieter, like I said, focuses on taking healthy actions that the body wants to engage. And the healthy action that I'm talking about is eating healthy food, right? Okay, so if I know that I'm going to eat healthy food towards this healthy action, on a daily basis now, I need to engage my energy, my efforts, my actions, right? The work I'm doing towards the actions that lead to that long-term goal of weight loss. But the daily goal, the today goal, strangely enough, isn't actually weight loss. And I know that sounds strange because what we're saying is I would like to be 70, or what I was saying on some level, although I was, I dare I say it out loud to anybody else, but in my head, yes, of course I wanted to be 70 pounds lighter. Of course. So we want to be 70 pounds lighter, but I'm not saying today I'm going to be 70 pounds lighter, or in the next 2 months I'm going to be 70 pounds lighter. What I'm saying is today I'm going to eat low glycemic vegetables, protein with the accompanying fat, and I'm only going to eat meals. In order to accomplish that, I'm saying I need to have those kind of groceries in my house. In order to accomplish that, I might even be saying that I'm going to grocery shop today because I look in my cupboard and I'm missing a few things. Versus I go to my cupboard and I look and I'm not missing anything. There's nothing for me to do today. That's the interesting thing about setting appropriate goals as well, is that you might go to do something today and realize, oh, there's no action for me to take today. I'm set. I'm good. But even back when I was eating nuts, right? I only ate them as part of a meal. Why? Because in my process, one of the healthy things I was doing for my body was I eat only meals. I don't snack. So if I wanted to eat nuts, I needed to plan that to be the tail end of my meal. And that's what I did. And the interesting thing about that is that it did help me to stay on track with the amount of nuts that I was eating until the crazy happened a few years ago and that got me off track. But it did keep me on track when I was doing it properly of eating the right amount because I just ate a meal. I'm not starving, right? I just wanted to have a few nuts. Now, today I don't do that anymore because I no longer am attached to the idea of eating nuts. But if you'd like to add exercise, let's look at that for a second, and an improved sleep routine, for example, to the equation, that would help, right? Because if I'm working out, I'm doing it because it's healthy, and my body's going to like that because my body likes when I do healthy things. When I'm getting a good sleep the situation happening, again, I'm doing that because it's healthy. My body's going to like that because my body likes when I do healthy things. All of these things would add together to help my body get to that long-term goal of, and then I weigh what I'm supposed to weigh. I want to point out, I did not add exercise and sleep routine to my initial stages when I was on my weight loss trajectory. I'm saying that out loud because I want to be transparent. That wasn't part of my story. But by committing to do the work daily, so eating the healthy food every day, that's the work. All I needed to do was eat 3 healthy meals every day and not miss a day. So my work expanded to fit the time frame that I gave myself. My time frame was a day. The work was eat healthy every meal. And I did that. And then what happened? I was able to adjust the work because my skills improved. So what does that mean? I was not eating 3 meals a day anymore because my body was saying, ooh, that's too much food. Right? We're not hungry yet. I compressed my 3 meals down to 2 meals. Now, why would my body want me to do that? Well, what causes weight gain? Insulin. Okay. Why do we have insulin? Well, every time you eat, insulin rises. And then your body will take sugar so if there was too much sugar, if there's too much, it has to be too much. But if there was too much sugar, your body will put some energy away as fat. If you're insulin resistant, which I was, then whenever your insulin rises, it's too much. We need to understand that, Wellness Warrior. If you are insulin resistant, that means that you are already way past the threshold that your body would have been using when you were healthy to manage the incoming sugar. So even though right now you are eating a normal amount of carbohydrates, 20 grams of carbs or less if you're doing a keto lifestyle. If you're doing carnivore, even less than that, right? You're eating almost none. Your body is still producing too much insulin. So some of that energy, no matter how good you're being, is still being stored away. Some of it, a little bit, right? Not as much as when you were eating 100 grams of carbs, but some is being stored. So the process of losing weight is not as fast as it could be if I keep letting myself have insulin rises. So what's my body going to do? Hey, wow, Violet's doing really good. 2 meals a day. That's amazing for me because instead of having to work to eat 3 meals a day, to me, cooking is a bunch of work. So I don't have to do that. I only have to cook 2 meals now. Happiness, right? Happiness. I'm very fine with cooking less meals. And for me, that was just an amazing success, right? And then when my body said, hey, Violet, you're doing really good. 1 meal. Ecstatic. I was ecstatic that I don't have to cook twice. I can make 1 meal. Ecstatic, right? Eventually, over time, my body gave me other signals. Signals said, hey, you know what? You could fast. Now, I said earlier, fasting, pushing yourself to not eat, not great, not good, right? But isn't it interesting that when your body decides that you're ready to fast, all of a sudden, when you don't eat for 48 hours every other weekend, which is what I was doing, it feels fine. As a matter of fact, it feels more than fine. It feels, why wasn't I doing this before? Now, obviously, I wasn't doing it before because I couldn't do it before, right? But it felt great. It's a little bit of work to fast because maybe you still have the people around you who are saying, hey, it's not healthy not to eat. And I have to have that conversation with them. Or, hey, you should be. And, if your spouse is not on board or your family is not on board, they might not understand. So there's a little bit of work to be done there. And you do that work, right? On the day that I'm fasting, I will do the work of interacting with the person to say, yes, this is healthy for me. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm good. If I was hungry, I would eat, right? I'm not hungry right now. So there's always an amount of work to do every day. And the work changes and adjusts based on what progress that you've made, right? So the successes, they were piling up all around me, right? My health was improving. My weight was improving. I was cooking less, and you can't even imagine how much I danced about that point. I was having more fun, more time for fun. So I was doing the activities I like. Life was good. And of course, right? Parkinson's law continues to be at play, even till today. I still, even till today, pay attention to what I eat every day. right? I make sure that when I eat a meal, right? I still research how can I be even healthier. I'm planning another trip to the cold plunge, right? Maybe within this month, I'm hoping. So I'm still watching videos from doctors to learn more about healthy eating and keto. And I apply what I learn to my next day. Because the truth is, maintaining our weight is a day-to-day job. If I try to make it lose the weight in 2 months, or I try to make it, I've got forever to lose it, we're not going to be successful. The work of today can only be done today. Planning to begin your diet next week or next year doesn't do you any good. Like if you think you have adjustments to make, you should be making them right now, right? At the very next meal. And why? Well, because tomorrow doesn't actually ever come, right? There will always be tomorrow, which means you will never actually start. Like how long does it actually take to lose 70 pounds? If you give it exactly what it needs, exactly, it took me 5 months, right? That impossible number that I threw out earlier, it's actually how long it took me, 5 months. It didn't take me 2. It didn't take me a year. Would you be happy, wellness warrior, to lose 70 pounds in 5 months? Let me know. Write in the comments. This isn't a secret, by the way. It's not a secret. A healthy body regulates its weight. I say that all the time because it's true. A healthy body wants its weight to be correct because it wants you to be able to do all the things. You need to be able to take care of yourself, which means catch some food, which means interact with people. Like your body wants you to be able to do stuff. So you can't be too weak. So too light, too thin, too weak to be able to, because then you wouldn't be able to, if you're female, carry a child. If you're male, like protect the tribe or whatever. And then if you are too heavy, you can't do things towards keeping your family healthy and people around you safe and yourself safe. Your body wants to be at the healthy weight, but we keep overeating sugar and forcing fat storage, wellness warriors, and we have to stop doing that. If you'd like to know what to eat so that you can help your body to get healthy, I want you to check the video link in the description, or you can find it in the link that I'm going to put up here when this video is processed.